question is no longer, are you on Facebook or Twitter? The question is, who isn't? Millions of people share their day-to-day lives online, everything from the milestones to the mundane. This trend isn't going anywhere. The same holds true, though, for thieves trying to hijack your information. So how can you share online safely? As we continue our discovery of Dublin, we meet the experts from Jacadis Strategic IT Security Solutions from Dublin. Joining me, Douglas Davidson, President and CEO of Jacadis. Doug, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Gail.
We mentioned the social media, Facebook, Twitter, all those things, but really you take a look at IT security in a much bigger way. How does that work?
Most businesses today run and grow based on the information that they have. And whether it's a large company or a small firm will come in and essentially say, where are you weak, where are you strong, and then in a number of different ways help them to manage that in a way that it can't be exposed to an outsider, or can't accidentally be lost or shared with somebody that's not supposed to have it.
That is scary stuff. It also sounds very technical, which is why people turn to you, right? Because not everybody knows how to deal with these sorts of privacy issues.
Well, everybody knows how to deal with their assets. You've probably taken care of both of your most important, valuable assets today. You locked your house when you left.
Right.
And you locked your car when you came here, and actually there's fences and stuff to protect it even more. We don't understand as a market the technology as well as we do our physical kinds of assets. And so, yes, it can become very complicated, but at the end of the day, it's what's important to me, what's valuable to me, and then spending some time to understand what needs to be done to protect it.
What's interesting are there are some things on the market that are supposed to protect your computer, supposed to protect your privacy. You go above and beyond that because those are just the tip of the iceberg of what they can prevent as far as invasion of privacy?
Yeah, I can't just put a tech... We're in America. We think that we can go buy something off the shelf or buy something from a vendor and plug it in, and it's going to take care of ourselves. But we've got to be a part of that solution, whether it's a large business or whether it's somebody at home communicating with the grandkids or somebody at home that's running a small, Stampin' Up kind of a business. They have critical data that they need to protect, and they've got to be a part of that as well.
Yeah, I think more and more of us are understanding that we're all susceptible to that. You talk about big businesses, but as just somebody on their own PC, talking to grandma, as you said, on social media or Facebook, there are some things that people need to think about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The biggest thing, I think, from the thought process is there are people out there that are actively trying to get access to information about you, about me, about anybody in Columbus. The days of Matt Broderick on War Games, the cute teenager who's trying to break into computers and gets himself into trouble is gone. It's now organized criminals that are trying to gain access to information that they can sell or use to open an account up. And so we've got to protect ourselves from exposing that information to people. And the other thing is that we have nice things at home, most people do, and you don't want to share too much about what your belongings are and whether you're on vacation or not.
Yeah, it's not something that you should tell the world that my home is there for the picking,
right.
What other advice do you have for folks? I know you sent us a list of about 5 different things that
yes.
people should look at, so we can take a look at that now and discuss each one a little bit as the things that folks can do. And that first one right there is know your tools. Does that mean the computer?
It means the computer. It means the cell phone that you use. Just the other day on Facebook, a friend of ours, their sons had just gotten new phones, and their phones were putting the callback number up with the pictures that they were taking and posting. And so mom and dad need to spend a little bit of time looking into what features need to be turned off.
I want to get through all of these, so quickly I'll go. Secure your workspace.
Secure your workspace is certainly your PC. It can be the family computer for some people. It can be the desk. For those of us that are a little bit more mobile, it can be the car. Wherever that critical information is, we need to be able to secure that workspace. Strong
passwords. Really? Can people sit there and figure out passwords?
Well, in Columbus, Ohio, Go Bucks is probably the most popular password.
So don't use it.
Don't use it. Beat Michigan a little bit better. But at the end of the day, a password that's a little bit more complicated, if it's in the dictionary, somebody's going to be able to guess it or use a tool to guess it.
And don't give trust easily. Yeah, I guess that goes without saying. The same thing, to be mindful of what you share. It's about who you tell these things to.
Yes. I think that, I talk to my boys, they all Facebook, and, be careful, not just of what you share today, but the things that you share today are going to be available for people in your future. And
deleting doesn't really mean always deleting forever.
There's a whole line of thought that you can't delete anything today. There's the loss of memory because it's all stored on computers, and our bad habits as youngsters will follow us. And
wow. Well, your number's been up, Doug, so I know there are folks at home thinking, I better call this gentleman, because really we are all at risk if we don't take precautions. It's nice to have you here. Great stuff. Thanks,
Thanks,
Doug.
Gail. Thanks for having me.